Hi, you guys, it's Jerica. So, I've had a couple questions about like, what is this Slaydies Den? Where did this come from? We need to know what this is about. And so, I thought I would make a quick video and just talk a little bit about who I am because there's a lot of people that are following me now or that are in this group that don't necessarily know me. And so, I think it's important that you know who I am and kind of how the Slaydies Den came to be and how I see what my vision is for this group and for this movement, because it actually is more than just a group. So let me dive right in. Okay, so like I said, my name is Jerica, and I am married. I have a 15-year-old stepson that lives with us full time, and I like I struggle with fertility issues, and so we've been on and off for 2 years now, I guess, almost, really, um, with that whole journey, and that's a whole separate video. But in the meantime, I found myself wanting, not really knowing what it is I was supposed to be doing. And so I really kind of wanted to create something. I love doing events. I have a wedding planning business, and so I've been doing that for a while, for 5 years now. And so I love doing events and that kind of thing, and I kind of wanted to hone in on that and create something where I could do events for myself the way I want them to be done. And so last year, so June, yeah, it was June of 2017, I turned 30 last year. And so I made this bucket list, if you will, of 30 things that I wanted to accomplish before I turned 31. So it was I made a blog post about it, and I think it was 30 things to do in year 30 or something like that. And one of the things on there was to create a space for women to come and just be able to kick back and relax and like not more than hang out, but less than those awkward networking events. I'm sure you've all been to one where people are just randomly handing out business cards, and it's kind of icky, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to be more of a social event for women to come and get together. And so I wrote that as one of the things that I wanted to accomplish um, while being 30, and I didn't really think much of it. So that was I turned 30 in June. I think I wrote that blog post actually in July. So then a couple weeks went by, and I don't even know how it came up, but I just decided hey, I'm gonna see if I can rent this little space at a local winery, and I'm just gonna open it up to people and see if anybody shows up. And so I rented this little space in the lower level of this winery that I used to work at, and the room is overlooking the lake, and it's a small room. It can probably hold 60 people if you take the tables out, but we didn't take any of the tables out. And I just literally posted it on Facebook and my Instagram, hey, if you're a local lady and you want to come out, come grab a glass of wine. It's a free event. I bought 2 bottles of champagne, and I paid for the space, but it was free for these ladies to come. And I just literally just opened it up. And a few of my ride or die hard friends, I love these girls, they were oh yeah, we're definitely in, we're coming. And so it ended up being 15 ladies that came, and we all sat down in this room, and it was that awkward silence. And so I'm really kind of goofy and loud and obnoxious sometimes. And so everybody was kind of sitting there, and it was that point where people are sitting down, and you're what do we do? How do you break the ice and whatever? And so I don't know why I did it, but I was just hey, let's go around the room and like say what your name is and what color your toothbrush is. Like, so crazy, right? And so, and like I was like, like awkward. And so we did it. So I started, and we went around the room, and like soon that conversation led to like another conversation, which led to another conversation. And like within 5 minutes, we were like knee deep in like just good conversation. And as I was sitting there and people were engaging, and there were like ladies from all different walks of life there were physicians that were in the room, there were people that were stay-at-home moms, there were grad students, there were married people, single people, people that have doctorates, people that like, it was this whole like women from all walks of life. And here we are together in this room, and within like 5 minutes we are like talking about insecurities and like all of this stuff as we're drinking champagne and people are opening up. And this was like a room of complete strangers. Like, there may have been girls there that knew one or two other people, but as a whole it was a group of strangers. And then all of a sudden we were all friends. Like, we were all connected, and what I thought was going to be, like maybe an hour turned into 3 hours, turned into some of us going to other places after. And I was like, whoa, like what just happened? I was mind blown. And so I knew I was onto something. Like, I knew that I wasn't the only woman that was craving that, like, sisterhood. You know what I mean? Like, we're to the point now where we're, I mean, I do like to go out and have a good time, but like, there's something to be said about sitting down, like, and having a legit conversation, and talking about life and talking about our struggles and talking and celebrating the things that we've accomplished. And so it was after that event that I thought, like, let's continue this conversation. Like, let's not wait until the next Slaydies night. Like, let's continue the conversation online. And so I created what was the Slay Lady HQ, which is now the Slaydies Den. And so I created that group on Facebook, and we had like 100 women like right off the bat, and then we were sitting around like 150, 200 for just about a year. And then in the last month we've grown to like almost 350 women. And not everybody is local. There are people that are in that group that are in California, and I obviously live in upstate New York. There are people that live in Georgia and in Florida and, all over the place. And so we're continuing this conversation online. And so that's really like how it started. It started because I wrote it on this bucket list last year that I wanted to create a space for women to be able to come to engage with other like-minded women, and to just have a place of encouragement and empowerment and inspiration to like live our best lives, because we only get one life, and why not do it the best that we can, right? So that's the little backstory on the Slaydies Den, and a little bit about myself. So I am getting I've signed the lease, and I've already getting ready to move in to a physical location that's near my house. And so I'm very excited to see where this Slaydies movement goes. In the past year, we have donated over $1,000 to local nonprofits. We had one major fundraiser back in February where we were able to raise $850 in that one event for one organization. That event sold out, and we had an amazing time. And so I'm really looking forward to be able to have a physical location for this, to be able to expand this even more. So feel free to share this video if this like resonated with you. If you're a lady and you are looking for that type of group and encouragement, Definitely check out the Slaydies Den on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook and you're watching this video, you can definitely check out my website, which is www.jericahetty.com, and I'll post a link somewhere, either above or below or in the comments of this video where you're watching it. And definitely follow me on Facebook on my like page, which is Jerica Hetty, which is where this video is going to originate from. So yeah, that's it, and I am really excited to share everything that's coming our way. So if you are a Slay lady, I encourage you to definitely comment below, say hello, let me know that you watched this, that you saw it, and feel free to follow me on social media. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.